Hi, fellow traders. Ed here, repping Bear Bull Traders, where I am a trading educator, and I'm here to drop another one of my infamous daily trade recaps, but not really. I wouldn't call it infamous, but I'm going to give you an idea about how my day went, what we learned, what we did right, what we did wrong, all that good stuff. If you like it, please make sure you hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed to our channel, go ahead and subscribe so you can get notified when we drop new content. And we do it pretty much every day. So let's take a look at what happened today in the market. If you look at on this chart on the SPY, back Monday morning we saw Monday we sold off, closed below the 5-day. Yesterday I was looking for it to potentially pulled back and hit the 20 and then maybe bounce, but we actually gapped down and opened below the 20, which I thought brought the 50-day in play, but the 10-day moving average actually held a candle up, and so we're over here on today, and I guess everybody was and happily and waiting for the Fed news to come out, because this thing actually took off. I mean, it did push up a little bit, but we were kind of stagnant around lunchtime, and then once the Fed dropped what they needed to drop, it took off. But it's nothing different than what they've been saying or alluding to for the last couple of months. I'm glad the market reacted because we were able to make some money off of it, and Lord knows I needed that to bring me back to life. But just one of these crazy days where you had to make some money early, kind of be patient, and then come in and try to bring in the close. But let's take a look at what we did today. SQ was my first trade of the day. You can see this was a pre-market low breakdown. This is an opening range trade. This is the most aggressive of my opening range strategies. Now, we're not looking at a candlestick or waiting for any particular time frame. We're just waiting for it to break down or break above the pre-market level and then take a trade. Well, in this one, I decided I needed to wait until it took out the 52-week low, because I didn't want to get in here and then it bounced off of this. We had some aggressive buying here, but that didn't happen. So once we sold through, I took it short, hit my first target, and it bounced back. It started coming back through. At that point, I decided this is a opening range break, 5-minute opening range breakdown. So once we broke the 5-minute opening range low, this became another trade. I got back in and was back in full size. Took profit here, but saw something I didn't like in the chart. I didn't like something I saw in the price action. It looked like we were going to reverse and start to run up. And actually, there was something that I saw. You could see this candle opened here and it ran up pretty hard, but it did meet some resistance up here and got aggressively sold back off and pulled down, and I would have been able to get my second target had I held through this. But if I saw it again tomorrow, I would do the same thing. So there was nothing different I would have done here. So that was my trade on SQ. That was the first one out of the gate. QCOM was the next one. Unfortunately, the timing was off. I got in 5-minute opening range breakout and it failed. Didn't follow through. Ended up having to take it off. And you can see it tried to push again. Failed again. Went red on the day. And eventually it came back and took out the 5-minute opening range high. Took out the high today. And set up for a really good continuation trade. Some of the members got it. This is my strategy 101. Wait for the channel break. When it confirms, buy it, and you had a really, really nice breakout here. So I was in another trade, so I wasn't able to get it, but some of the members actually did get it. They did a really good job on that. The next trade I took was the big one that I really screwed up, and this is where overtrading can kill you. I overtraded this one stock because of one position that it messed me up on, and it bothered me. I was probably mentally tired from the whole day. I had a lunchtime full of mentor sessions, so I was probably a little mentally exhausted, and these emotions creep in when you're tired like that. But the trade started this morning, opening range breakdown. I got in here, and I ended up adding to this. Let's see, what did I get in? Yep, started out with 100 shares, and then added another 100, because what the issue was, I was still in QCOM. I was still waiting for QCOM, and I didn't have enough buying power to spread it out over all these stocks. So I had to go in 100 shares here, and then I added 100 once I was stopped out of QCOM. Got my first target here. We bounced. Well, we didn't bounce yet. We started to pull through, and I added back. Thankfully, I didn't add 200 shares to it. I only added 100. So I was only in 200 shares, and I was able to withstand this pullback. If I'd have been in 300 shares, I would have had to stop out right here. But being in small size, it allowed me to stay in the trade. As it came back through, I hit another target here, and worked it down, hit my final target, and then turned around, got back in, and started taking profit again, and ended up taking it off here, and this is where we reversed. Now, me and my infinite wisdom tried to short it here, which I shouldn't have. I knew better than that, and it didn't work. So I turned around and bought it. Because this didn't work, I turned around and bought it to try to get my money back, and that's exactly what I had in my mind. I'm not gonna lie, I had getting my money back in here, but we did get a little bit back, and then I ended up buying it again, and this time it nailed me. So I ended up giving all this back, and then I turned around and shorted it. So at that point, I was like, look, this is too much. All I'm doing is just giving back all the profits I made. And so I had to walk away for a minute. It was really ugly. And I don't trade this much. I don't trade these little trades. I don't scalp these little moves. This is not my trading style. But something got into my head, and I ended up, messing up and giving back most of my profits that I made on Roku. This beautiful, beautiful trade. I mean, perfect trading over here. And I turn around and overtrade. So that was Roku. Nvidia was next. And Nvidia, this is a stock that was on our watch list this morning. And it didn't really do much throughout the day, but once the Fed news came out, it took off. It put in a flag here. And I don't trade flags, but I marked this because I was explaining this to somebody, because they were looking at different entry points here. So if you were trading a flag, yeah, you would get in here, or you could get in on the break of the flag. But what I did was I got confused about what I wanted to do. And that's something that you can't really do in trading. But again, my mind, mentally, I was tired, and I wasn't thinking 100% clear. So I argued with myself and finally just took the trade. And even if I hadn't gotten in here, I would have gotten in here when it triggered. But I got in, got to my targets here, had a little pullback, and got this target. I saw something here that was telling me we were going to pull back, that we probably weren't going to run into the close. I got out, and sure enough, the rest of it ran into the close. My target was 305, my final target, because I saw a lot of 305 calls coming through in NVIDIA, like right in here. December 17th, 305. This was January 21st, but December 17th, 305. 312.50, December 17th. 300, but 312.50, December 17th. 307.50. I saw all these calls coming in, so that helped me decide to take this trade, and what gave me that 305 profit target. But kind of messed up on that. We'll come back and we'll circle back and fix that at a later date. But pretty decent trade on NVIDIA. The earnings trade today was LEN. Now, this was $1 slippage on a limit order. How the hell that happens, I have no idea. I sent my limit order to the market, and when I got in, I sent it for 110. It filled at 109. Let's see, 109.01. So a whole 99 cents. It gave up on this. Now I know the spread was bad. That's why I put the limit order in above where the market was trading. But it hit me, and I got in, but had to withstand a little pullback that I didn't really want to, or shouldn't have had to withstand if I had, gotten it back the right entry. But then it finally got down to my targets here. This 104.25 was my final target, and here's where I got that from. Let's see, Lynn daily chart. All right, here we go. This is where I got this from. Here was my final target on LEN. Here is another level right here. So I'm getting these targets from these daily levels that's on the daily chart. These are my pivots. Every place where a stock changed direction and pivoted, that's a pivot for me. These are the levels that I use in my trading, every day. So you watch me mark these every morning when we're doing our watch list. So that was that. That was earnings for today. We ended up today with give me 1 second. We ended up 1886.24. I had over $1,000 profit. I added it up. I had over $1,000 profit on Roku. I ended up with $54.02. If I had saved if I hadn't overtraded and still just traded what I normally had, I'd have had a $28,000 to $3,000 day. Easy. But you guys were in chat. You got to experience this, firsthand, live and in color, as you do every day. And you saw it. The struggle is real. I don't care how good of a trader you are. I don't care how much experience you have. You are going to, your mind is going to get tired, and you're going to make, some bad trading decisions. So you have to learn how to deal with those, as that's where experience comes in. And I'm trying to give you guys the benefit of my experience every day, live and in color, so it can try to shorten your learning curve a little bit. But that wraps it up for me today. I hope you guys have a great night. Be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow right back in the jungle.